Dr. Richard Iglesias Sensei. This is your school here in the Bronx. Why don't you talk a bit about it, like where it came from and how it originated and how you came to do it?
Oh, well, how I came to do it is I've been doing martial arts for well over 15 years. I started as a judo competitor in the early 60s. Then from there, karate then became very popular also, so I started doing karate also with the judo. So I was doing mixed martial arts before it was even termed mixed martial arts. I became the first New York City karate champion in 1966. From there I went into the Marine Corps, served in Vietnam, and also then taught. I was an infantry soldier, so I taught on the battleship. I was teaching Marines and sailors self-defense, martial arts. From there I came out and made all my careers surrounding martial arts. I went on and got a bachelor's degree in physical education, and from there then went to NYU, got a master's in physical education with a specialization in exercise physiology and rehabilitation. Then from there, I became a corrective exercise. Besides being a physical, I became a physical education teacher at Lehman High School. And unfortunately, the city was in a budget crisis. I got excessed, and then I ended up a couple of weeks later becoming an exercise therapist at the VA hospital here in the Bronx, at Kingsbridge VA Hospital. And my specialty was working in spinal cord injury service. From there, I worked about 6 years there, and then decided to go on and further my studies and became a doctor of chiropractic. And then I opened up my own practice. I specialized in sports medicine. In 1989, I was one of 40 chiropractors sent to the Soviet Union to study with their Olympic people to train Olympic athletes. And then from there, I decided to go to acupuncture school, and I became an acupuncturist. So right now in the Bronx, I'm probably the only chiropractor that has 2 licenses, chiropractic and acupuncture. But all of this has been to surround my lifestyle, my life around martial arts. And from there, I learned wrestling at college. So I had the judo, I had the karate, I learned wrestling in college. Then from there, I had a patient that was an old-time boxing trainer. I learned boxing with him. Went on and learned Muay Thai with An San Chai, who is the head of Thai Boxing USA in California. Then from there, continued doing judo at Oishi Judo in Manhattan. And then from there, went to the Gracie Academy, took their instructors program and became certified in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. And then after that, then I went on with Gokar Chivichian and Jean LaBelle, who I've been with them like 13 years and became a black belt under them. And so then that's my journey. Yeah. So.
What are your thoughts on mixed martial arts as the sport? You know, the fights in the cage and.
I think it's very good because I think sometimes you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting the best of the stand-up training of the stand-up fighter, and you're getting the training of the grappling, and you're mixing it. And a lot of things work in real fights, and a lot of things don't work in real fights. I was in the Marine Corps, and I also saw what really worked and what didn't work. So sometimes people go into martial arts schools and they learn a lot of techniques that sometimes they're really not going to work. A lot of times, if you look at Navy SEALs, you look at Marine Corps Force Recon, you look at Army Rangers, you're learning self-defense that really is short, to the point, and direct, and has to work. Because you're not really working in a very large area. You're working on maybe a mountainous area, unlevel ground, and in a situation which is very scary when you're in combat. And I can tell you from experience, when you're in combat, it's something you really don't want to really truly experience. It's something that you can have good memories, but you can also have bad memories.
Right. Yeah. Jerome comes into the school, and he's a very accomplished, fighter in MMA already. He's got a championship belt.
Yes.
Does that pose any sort of challenges, training him, having to, you know?
The challenges are that sometimes sometimes fighters come from other schools, from other gyms. They have other trainers, and sometimes they do certain techniques that I would say they're not polished. They're not polished. Sometimes a fighter comes in and we see what he's not. You know, he might be a diamond in the rough. And so then our job is to polish him up and really take his weaknesses and strengthen them and so forth. When Jerome came here, yeah, there were some things that the boxing coach, Victor Brisman, who's our boxing and striking coach, saw many weaknesses in his game and everything else, and his technique. He's old school boxing. So this way, you know, and then I myself learned boxing from an old-time boxing trainer, and like I said, I've learned Muay Thai now. And so when we watch technique, we can see where there's a lot of things he had to learn, and so we're hoping that, you know, he can pick up. And you know, a lot of times, because they were trained a certain way, what happens is that they have certain techniques that are already ingrained, and sometimes we just have to, you know, reprogram, and that takes a while. That takes a while to break, let's say, what we call a bad habit. You know, and that bad habit may cause them to get knocked out, or you know, that's it. You know.
March 15th is his fight. It's going to be at Jamaica, a nightclub in Jamaica, Queens.
Right.
Are you going to be there?
Yes, definitely.
Have you been to an MMA fight live?
Well, have I been to an MMA fight?
Well, an event live.
Oh, yes. California and over here. Yeah.
So you know what to expect.
Yes, I know what to expect and everything else, and you know, our job is to see what, you know, how he does, and then hopefully then come back to the drawing board if we see any weaknesses or anything that we can help him with. Yeah, improve. Every fight should be an improvement, and also, even if a fighter loses, you know, every club wants to win. Every club wants to win, but sometimes even losing, you're winning. I was taught very early in my martial arts career that when you have two fighters, one wins and one loses. The winner, he feels good, he won. The loser, if he goes back and works on his weaknesses, he can come back to win another day. And so that's what you want. You want your fighter to, even if he loses, to be able to say, okay, let me get back there, let me get back in the gym, let me work on my weaknesses, and then you become a stronger fighter. You know, and then you win. And then there'll be a time when you're on top of the game. You know, and that's it. Yeah.
All right. That's all my questions. Thanks.